everyone! I am on my way to Block Island to visit my sister. I'm so excited because I'm going to be by the ocean and I haven't seen the ocean in a while. So super psyched, can't wait, car's packed. I have a Honda Civic full of tons of produce and groceries and my bicycle. Yes, it can fit inside. And super looking forward to some beach time. Of course, my sister and her awesome Labrador and maybe some of her cats. Anyway. Block Island is a tiny island off the coast of Rhode Island, and you have to take a ferry there or fly. Obviously, I am going to take a ferry. I'm super psyched because I haven't seen my sister in like forever. It's a beautiful island and I so miss the ocean because I did grow up on the coast of Connecticut, totally took the ocean for granted, and I am so psyched to go back to see it. And my sister has an absolutely awesome Labrador and I can't wait to see her. Her name is Danica and she loves to swim. My sister has a bunch of cats too, and they're very beautiful, but they keep you up all night, so that's always fun. Eastbound and down, rolling out and trucking. What we gonna do what they say can't be done. I've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. Don't worry, I'll keep my day job. A lot of cops on 84. I would not want that job. That, and I wouldn't want the job of these poor people that are driving these crazy large, oversized, whatever loads on the backs of trucks. It's crazy. You know, I don't know how they do it. So like I said, I'm headed to Block Island. Block Island is a small island. Its dimensions are like 3.5 miles at the widest point, 7 miles long. It's right off the coast of Rhode Island. I'm heading to Point Judith because that is the port where they have the most ferries run. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. I could take a ferry from New London, Connecticut, but I think there's only like one boat that leaves a day, so that limits your options. I'm also not a great sailor, so the ride from Point Judith is on the traditional ferry is an hour. If you take the high speed, it's a half an hour. I'm just gonna go for the traditional ferry again because there's so many boats that leave. I've been going out to Block Island, gosh, before I was born, actually in utero. My parents started going out there to visit friends of theirs, and eventually they bought a place. My mother's been a potter for many years, for most of her life, and she ended up where she bought my dad and mom bought a place, renovated it. It was built in 1774, I want to say, something like that. I'll show you what it is. Anyway, they bought it, they renovated it. It has now been Block Island Blue Pottery for many years. I don't even know how many years they've been running it. So my whole life I've been going out to Block Island, and you know, when I lived in Connecticut, I totally took it for granted. Now I live in New York State, which is a beautiful state, don't get me wrong, but where I live, there's no ocean. There is the Hudson River. It's very pretty, but it ain't no ocean, you know? It's not like you're gonna wanna swim in the Hudson River unless you've got like some major, you know, toxin-proof wetsuit that you could wear. Maybe it's better than it's been, but I don't want to go with it. Besides that, there's all kinds of crazy currents, barges, boats, everything else, but nah, it ain't the same. So, super looking forward to it. Long ride. For me, it's going to be a little bit over 3 hours coming from New York State where I live. Not that bad. I am not taking the car over, so I'm going to load everything up into a crate that the people that run the ferry will put on with a nice, whatchamacallit, forklift. And I think it costs like $10 to do it, so it's nice that you don't have to like go back and forth loading your stuff. This is a little secret that people don't always know about. I guess you go over to the freight office and you load things. I don't think I can put my bike in it, not that I'd want to. I'll walk my bike on. Yay! Can't wait to get there. Have a GPS that gives you a heart attack. Like, I'm looking at the time of my arrival. My boat leaves at 1:30 and I'm trying to get there within the hour, and it keeps popping between, like, I'm gonna arrive between 12:45, 1 o'clock. I'm like, what? And it drops down to 12:30. It's like pissing me off here. Well, I'm well into Connecticut. Now I'm gonna be heading, besides a little north, I'm heading more east, which is great. Thank goodness. That highway, I don't think I've ever been on it where there wasn't construction and big old pockets of congestion and just people driving like crazy people. I don't know, everybody's like got a death wish or something today. But anyway, my blood pressure is severely lowered since I've exited, and now I'm on Route 1 and I'm passing through Westerly, Rhode Island, home of the Westerly Airport, where you can also get a flight to Block Island if you want. Those are always fun. I think they're like 20 minutes, if that. They'll take your pets. The only thing that's an issue with taking the plane, though, is that if you need to get off the island, you gotta keep an eye on the weather, because they won't fly if it's not favorable. I don't know what the conditions are. I don't know, a couple of clouds, fog, I don't know. Obviously they want to keep you safe, but that's the deal with that. But yeah, I'm making some headway. I should get there in plenty of time to get all my groceries and garbage in a crate. So I'm pretty happy. Gotta watch the speed limit here, though. It's only 50. I made it. You can bring your bike on the ferry, but just so you know, they will charge you a fee. There's plenty of levels to sit on. I prefer the inside just because it's a little less windy and they've got cushy seats. One thing I failed to mention is that there's plenty of parking in Narragansett or Point Judith where the ferry leaves. Just make sure you bring plenty of actual cash, because most places will only accept cash. They're usually, the parking costs between $10 to $15 a day, depending on whether it's a holiday or weekend. I found my sister. She was there waiting to pick me up from the boat. Oh, here comes my stuff. Am I in the way? Woo!
Thank you.
Yay! See, did I bring enough stuff? Good morning, everyone. I am going to check out Old Harbor, where I am next staying next to. It's pretty humid already. It's only 8:30. It's not really early, but early enough that most of the people are still sleeping from the festivities the night before. Take you through the town, and then maybe up to the beach. All the people I used to work with, they all work here or own it. Near and dear to my heart, this is where I used to work, where my employment as a waitress started many years ago. This place has been around forever. Many summers ago, my son worked here, and I know for a fact they have vegan ice cream because he actually got hooked on it. Empire Theater, when I came here, it was a joke. Bring your own chair, because all the chairs were broken. That was back in the 70s and 80s. It's since had a facelift, and there's still lots of movies to be seen. Great memories. Heading down to Ballard's. Here's Ballard's. It's pretty famous on the island. It's been around forever. Still got my hat. There's a ferry. There's a ferry. I want to see how many people I can get to wave. Ah, there's some people. Getting to the beach is really easy. There's a number of axes to the public beaches from the road, especially on the east side of the island, facing the Atlantic Ocean. Well, it is the Atlantic Ocean. And the public beaches are free. Cameron and I went on one of those banana boats years ago. That was interesting. Block Island is referred to one of the last great places, and I couldn't agree more. If you find yourself headed out that way, please remember to bring your bike, but you can always rent one if you can't bring it. It's the best way to see Block Island. There's fishing, bird watching, hiking, so much to do here. And in the next video, I'm going to take you on a number of bike rides with me so you can see what that's like.